In just a couple of days, Lance Armstrong is going to begin his quest to win a record 7th straight Tour de France. The cycling legend has many fans behind him, including his mom, Linda. She's here to tell us why she's traveling across the country with this great big card behind us. Linda, how are you? Great to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
What is this like for you, having gone through Lance's cancer, Lance's victory after victory after victory? He said this spring this is the last time. What are your emotions like?
Well, of course, they're very sentimental. I mean, I get very emotional going into this tour, but just to see him retiring and to see that we're going to be getting to thank Lance with this wonderful card that we're going to have going throughout our country.
We've got a card here we're going to sign, and you're going to travel around the country with this sign, so you ultimately end up in Austin with this card. Are you going to stay here in the States, or will you go over to France eventually?
I have to be there for the final tour, so yes, I will be going over towards the very end, but every day I've got to say, I will be watching Outdoor Life Network, OLN. I'm not kidding you.
I guess that's the point of the plug then. Okay.
No, well, I mean, seriously, it's just, I'm going to be there every single morning watching my son ride that race.
As you have talked to him this spring, how is he feeling? What is he thinking? Is he in the kind of condition he needs to be in to do this?
Absolutely. He's doing his homework right now as we speak. I mean, he's going through, as he did when he was young, going through doing his homework every single road that he's going to be riding. Yeah,
I talked to one of his guys the other day. They're up in the Alps. They were training like crazy. If nothing else, he prepares like a madman for these things. And there's so many people in America. Well, you have your Lance Armstrong wristbands. I don't know if you saw this in the paper the other day. 50 million of these things have been sold in the United States. So we want to bring in Hannah with a Sharpie here.
All right. You know what's so great about these? Have really spilled over this idea into so many other charities, too.
Yeah.
So I think you guys...
It's a great compliment.
Come on in, Dave.
Dave, how are you?
How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So we get to be the first to sign the card to say, good luck, Lance, and
go Lance.
Bon chance, as they say.
Bon chance.
Check the spelling with you before.
Yeah, okay.
Right here? Anywhere?
Any place.
Okay, you go first.
How about on the big kid?
You should do it first.
All right, okay.
Look at that.
For the memories.
Wow.
Thanks for the memories.
And what a story.
Mom.
And Linda's story of her raising Lance and everything else was on, what, TLC?
Yes,
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago. No Mountain High Enough, raising Lance, raising me.
Wow, amazing. So great.
Wish him well for us.
Thank you.
There you go. Linda,
so
great to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you.
We hope we see you on the Champs-Elysees.
OLNTV.com.
Have a great day.
I'm Larry Smith with sports. Lance Armstrong has become not only one of the greatest athletes of his generation, but one of the great inspirational stories as well. Rebounding from testicular cancer to win an unprecedented 6 consecutive Tour de France championships. And now we're getting a glimpse of the fire behind that determination. Lance's mom, Linda Armstrong Kelly, has written an autobiography, No Mountain High Enough, and joins us now live from New York. Linda, welcome to Headline News.
Hi there.
Good to have you today. You speak of poverty and failed relationships in your book. What message did you hope to send with this project?
Certainly hope and inspiration. That is why I wrote the book. And every day I have people that have read this book come up to me and say, you have no idea how much this helped me.
Well, you told Lance that you would always say this isn't a problem, this is an opportunity. I'm just curious, how important was a tough childhood in Lance's perseverance as an adult with messages like that coming from Mom?
Well, he said that he never heard me being negative or going back to anything that was bad or the past. So I really believe that your children are a product of you. And obviously Lance and what he's done in the sport of cycling and just the contribution to our country.
Did you see him becoming this kind of athlete when he first began picking up a bicycle and riding as a kid?
Oh, no. As a matter of fact.
He was just a kid on a Schwinn, right?
Oh, you have no idea. He was interviewing at a young age, 14, 15 years old, and I would have colleagues at work come to me the next day after seeing him interviewed, and they'd say, you know, he is awfully cocky. And I'd say, you know, that's what gives him the confidence to win.
Absolutely. Well, tell us about the giant thank you card. What is that about?
It is such a wonderful tribute to Lance. OLN has just kicked off, and we've launched the card today. thank you card to Lance for what he has done to the sport of cycling. Now, this card started here, and it will go throughout the United States for everybody to go and sign this card.
I've got about 30 seconds left here. Cycling has been such a major part of Lance's life. Next month, he says it will be his last Tour de France, trying to win a 7th title in a row. How do you think he will transition himself away from the sport?
I think it'll be hard, but I think he also has his mindset on, number one, spending more time with his family, which is wonderful, and number two, giving back to the cause of cancer.
Sounds good. Well, the autobiography, again, is No Mountain High Enough. I would love to spend more time with you. Unfortunately, we have to go, but thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, Linda Armstrong Kelly, Lance Armstrong's mom, and again, the Tour de France. Lance is running next month, trying to finish off his career with a 7th consecutive Tour de France title.
On to other news now. When Lance Armstrong begins his final Tour de France, it's going to happen this weekend, he'll be pedaling for his 7th consecutive yellow jersey and a bit of padding for the record books. But win or lose, it will be a bittersweet moment for the Armstrong family. The cyclist's mother, Linda Armstrong Kelly, will be heading to France soon. She joins me now at Time Warner Center in New York City. Good morning.
Good morning.
Exciting times for you and your family.
So thrilling.
When was the last time you talked to Lance?
Just this past weekend. He sounds great, more focused, more determined, just what you would expect.
Is it possible to be more focused and more determined than your son has been in the past?
Some people have said, is he taking this last tour for granted? I mean, is he just doing it to get it over? But no, at all. He is not doing that at all. He is focused, he is determined, he is doing his homework, and he has a goal, and that is to try to do his very best.
Where and how will you watch the race?
I think back a couple of years ago, I didn't get the chance to watch daily coverage, which now every morning I will be glued to watch my TV and OLN, every real-time moment of Lance riding that bike.
I know a lot of cyclist fans, they TiVo, they tape, and you're not allowed to say how it went until they get to see it for themselves.
Well, that used to be the way we were watching. I would wait for reporters to call me and tell me how Lance did for the day, and now to see it real time, I mean, really even being over there, you cannot see it as well as you can sitting down watching it on OLN.
And will Lance be feeling some love from here in the U.S.?
I have to say, we have a thank you card that we've launched today. OLN has a great tribute to Lance, thanking him for his years of the sport, giving back to the sport. And this card will be in your area. Go to olntv.com, and you can find out where this card will be going so that you can have a chance to sign that card in tribute for Lance.
What does it feel like for the family, this being his last go-around?
I can't help but get very sentimental and a little sad about it, because for 20 years Lance has been doing this, and I feel like I've grown up with him at the same time while he's been so successful. But again, he's retiring for the right reasons, and that is to spend more time with his family.
Are the kids old enough to appreciate this time around?
They're getting it.
Yeah.
Luke is 5, and he knows his dad was in the paper this weekend, and he said, "There's my daddy." So we've been talking about it.
So he doesn't get that. Everyone's daddy isn't the most famous bike rider in the world. What about what's next for him? Do you worry about him not having a goal like this every year?
Lance will always have a goal. I believe that more than anything that he's going to get to spend more time with the cause for cancer, certainly with the Lance Armstrong Foundation and what he's doing there. And I think he'll be indirectly involved in sports some way, somehow.
The piece in Sports Illustrated about him, he made some joke like he was just going to go on tour with his girlfriend Sheryl Crow and handle her guitars.
Well, he may play the drums, who knows?
So you don't worry about your son. He's a focused, goal-oriented individual, and there's always going to be some big cause, especially, as you said, he understands fighting for a cure for cancer.
Right. I'm so proud of him, and a mother, of course, for his accomplishments, but the father he is to his children.
Very good. Well, we wish him well and the family well. So part of it you'll be here in the States, part you're going to France?
I go towards the very end, and we'll enjoy the finale and see him come through that finish line.
Excellent. Well, good luck and enjoy this last go-around.
Thank you.
Linda Armstrong Kelly, thank you.
This weekend, Lance Armstrong begins pursuit of his 7th straight Tour de France title. We now welcome into the hot list someone who was there from the very beginning. Yes, Linda Armstrong, Lance's mom. Linda, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Now, you're in New York. How are you preparing for your son's big journey?
Seems like I've been preparing the whole year because this is his last one. I know it's hard to believe, but how